Okay, so been celebrating May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th, and I was trying to figure out what to do. I didn't want to go back and watch all the Star Wars movies all over again. There's a little gnat flying around. Oh, jeez. And guys, I'm in a construction zone. I'm trying to fix this little recording studio here as much as I can. But anyway, I'm trying to I didn't want to go back and rewatch the Star Wars movies. I wanted to kind of celebrate different. And what I decided to do was finally start Maul Shadow Lord. I watched the first two episodes when it dropped on April, I believe, 6 on Disney Plus, and I said I'm going to save it and watch everything that I can between May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th. And I did. And I want to talk about it. No spoilers ahead. Because I think one of the things about Star Wars is I love it. I've always loved it. I know there's a lot of criticisms, and that's okay. I know not everything's perfect. Disney hasn't done a great job with everything, but I'm still a Star Wars fan. I still believe there's a lot of stories to be told, and I still think there's a lot of different galaxies and planets and cultures and tribes and this and that we can explore. So looking at Darth Maul, I will say it. I think Darth Maul has had one of the best storylines for a character that was only in a live-action movie once. I think it was a big mistake that they killed him in Phantom Menace. I think it was a huge mistake, and I say killed loosely, but I think that we got to see him really flesh out his character and really go beyond what we saw in Phantom Menace. We saw the hurt, the anger, what happened to him, how he survived, how really being the Sith made him survive so that he could have his revenge, but yet look what he was doing. He wanted to take down the Empire. He wanted to go after Sidious. Yes, he still hated Obi-Wan, and ultimately that was his death. But we saw so much. So let's talk about Shadow Lord. I think it's been a great first season. I think the animation is great. I think the story is great. The action is great. We've seen a lot of this, but I think ultimately what they're doing and how they're showing us these little pieces and timelines of where Maul was to connect the dots and really finish his story has been interesting, because now we see him taking on the role of trying to get an apprentice and ultimately planting the seeds and really manipulating the situation so he can push her. As much as he hated what Sidious did, he's doing it in a different way. Maybe for a different reason, but he's still doing it, and we see that. We also get to see really how powerful the Empire is, and we know how powerful the Empire is. But I love that we keep seeing that their reach and their grasp and what they are and the little different segments and how everybody's just afraid when they come to their planet or their city. It strikes fear in everybody, and that is ultimately what has destroyed the galaxy at this time. The thing about Maul is Maul's not the Maul that we saw take out Qui-Gon. He's still very smart. He's still very cunning. He's manipulative. He has the power. He has the experience, and we see that. But he's been cut in half. He's been destroyed. His legs are damaged. His robotic cyborg legs are damaged. He is hurt internally. That is ultimately what's been driving him, but it's ultimately what's going to be his downfall. So he knows getting an apprentice will get him to that next goal, which is ultimately defeating Sidious and furthering his plans. We also see something that I never thought we'd see. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there's something huge beyond that last 2 episodes in season 1. Beyond the action, we see the power. And we know that Maul realizes what that power is. He doesn't know exactly who it is, but he knows the power is there. And that's all I'm going to say. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed celebrating Star Wars with something new. I think that Maul is the best character, one of the best characters they've ever done. I think season 2 should be the end of it, though. The story's got to be done at that point, because otherwise it's just going to get too ridiculous and dragging it on. Whether we needed this or not is irrelevant. This was awesome, and I'm very excited that Disney did this, and I'm glad we got to wrap it up during Star Wars Day.